Yo, GM, what's going on, everybody? So, we've had a pretty harsh beating in the both stock market and crypto market. We see that BTC is down probably somewhere down to about 57 and a half a couple of hours ago, and now it's sitting at 59 and some change. Solana is currently sitting at 141. And ETH is currently sitting at almost 2,700. Why are these numbers important? Because first of all, these three assets are the majors in the crypto market, right? They kind of dictate pretty much the feeling, the sentiment, the money, the overall sort of flows of the crypto market as a whole. And we see that kind of unwinding and breaking down in crypto quite heavily. And I think this is probably led on by the stock market itself, which is, in my opinion, in a unwinding, de-risking mode. But I think the stock market itself is probably pushed down, number one, because of positioning, because probably people were over-levered. They've been extremely long for the last several months. The market itself is going through a pretty harsh correction. It just feels like it's very intense and recession talk and this and that. While those things very well may be true, the market itself was due for a correction. And crypto markets, in fact, for Sol, ETH, Bitcoin, and many other markets that are majors in crypto have actually been going sideways since March. And so, what that kind of tells us is we were due for a sell-off. And in fact, we haven't really even broken the range. If you actually look at BTC, the high of the range of Bitcoin was 74 and the low is somewhere around, it's like a parallel channel that goes down like this, right? That low of the range has been tagged. The first time it came right near 58K and it went back up. Second time it went down to 54K, went back up. And now, we just tagged 57 with, by the way, no signs of, exhaustion from the sellers. And in fact, I will say that one thing that we know about crypto is whenever you have Saturday or Sunday selling, it generally means that the equity markets for the coming week ahead are going to be also rough. And so that's just something to keep in mind is, the next week or maybe several weeks, maybe some pretty harsh selling with a lot of whipsaw. So definitely be careful. Now, relating this back to Roaring Kitty, the markets at large, and your investor psychology and sentiment, I want you guys to kind of think about, all the other things aside, whether, the US is maybe going into a recession, this being election year, markets were extended and need to sell off, all that stuff, right? You can talk about a lot of macro related stuff too. What we really need to talk about is that crypto is a secular technology, and it's in its secular bull market, meaning the technology itself, the users, the consumer behavior, the money, the regulation, everything that has brought crypto to where it is today is not changing. And in fact, it's going in the direction of, bottom left to the top right, whether it be prices and users and wallet activities to holders of, Bitcoin and ETH and Roaring Kitty or whatever you want to call it, right? All these things are going up. The metrics are going up. Base chain metrics are going up. Coinbase users are going up. The money brought onto these exchanges and the money that people are bringing onto these platforms is going up. So these corrections, though they are very painful, and by the way, they are extremely painful for a lot of people. I've been watching podcasts left and right. I've been talking to a lot of smart people and reading, some of their information on Twitter. I subscribe to a lot of newsletters too, and the panic is definitely setting in. People are feeling the pain, and they were not prepared for such a multi-sigma event where there's a lot of deleveraging and de-risking happening so fast, right? But the interesting part about all this is, as the rest of crypto sells off, one thing that I find interesting is base chain itself, right? It doesn't change the fact that base chain is not the one of the best chains that are out there. That's going to be absolutely incredible in users and activity and its connection, direct connection to both Ethereum and Coinbase, right? And that just shows you like how bullish this environment is going to be in several months. Sure, this weekend, things look like shit, and they're supposed to, right? I mean, things are not supposed to look all glorious in a deleveraging, derisking environment. You're gonna get some really harsh, punishing drawdowns. But as for myself, I trade the market here and there, and I'm doing just fine, right? Most people who are relatively managing risk averse, we don't look at something like Roaring Kitty or meme coins or some of these other assets that we hold as things that we need to sell. We're relatively well capitalized, whether it's in our life or our portfolio. And people selling Roaring Kitty, it could be very well the fact that they really just need the money, right? It could be also that they're panicking. There's a lot of panic happening in the equity world. There's a lot of panic happening in the crypto world. So I don't blame people for selling whatever they can find on their hands. And by the way, Roaring Kitty is not the only thing that's down. BTC, ETH, Solana, 90% of assets right now are down quite significantly, right? What you have to keep in mind is we as a meme coin are truly, and I truly mean this, we're exempt and far, far away from the reaches of Wall Street, VCs and algos and funds and any large indiscriminate seller that just sees our asset as something to sell as part of a large portfolio that they may have of stocks and crypto and early stage investing in venture world or quant funds. Like, we're not that. We're just, right now we're so early in our age that we have such a early holder base that almost everybody is just an average retail investor like you or me. And so that actually is part of our strength, which is we're not big enough where large people can start dumping in size, right? Like on average, most of the top holders I already speak to, in the top 20 holder base, I think I know at least 13 or 14 of them. And we talk, relatively, not regularly, but if they ever need something or they want to get an update from me, they reach out. And that just goes to show that we're a tight-knit community, and they know that they can always talk to me and reach out, and we can have a conversation. You will always have some people who are in the top 50 or top 100 that are sellers, but they're not really selling in large size, maybe $1,000, $2,000 here and there. That's really not a lot in these markets, right? $1,000 and $2,000 sold is like a person who's really needing the money just for survival, But myself, I'm not really selling Roaring Kitty because I don't really need the survival money right now. And most people don't, especially in the top 20 holder base. A lot of people I talk to, here and there, they may sell and trim, but they usually come back, right? So tying this all together in markets is, my view has not changed. The view and outlook of September through December is still relatively bullish. And even though we have an event like we've had the last few days where you see heavy selling, surprisingly enough, believe it or not, Roaring Kitty is actually doing just fine compared to the rest of the market. There's some assets over the last several weeks, maybe several months, that are down 90, 99%. Sorry, not 99%, 94, 95% from the highs. Degen is one, Say token, I think it's Algorand or Atom. Some of these tokens, they're down significantly, right? And I'm not comparing meme coins to those tokens because they hold real projects and real value. But the point is, even real projects in this market can get brutally destroyed, down 90, 95%, right? I actually believe that we've already had our drawdown from the 2 million to the 100K mark, and I think we're done. I don't think we're going to go down any further. I think you're gonna have some chop and selling and buying here and there over the next few weeks. But for the most part, we stay true to our vision, which is continue the vibes, keep up with, the memes and the contests and the rewards for the community, keep building on the Roaring Kitty vision, keep grinding as a community, keep rewarding the people who are raiders and contributors and meme contests, art creators and GIF creators, any person who's contributing to the Roaring Kitty community, we want to reward, right? Because the ultimate goal is, 3-6 months from now, where do we see our project? And I think it's much higher from here, right? Sitting at 220, 250K, all we have to do is we have to just survive these kinds of drops in the market. Any other project you look to, whether it's a real project or a meme coin, it's, effectively, they're not doing so well. And we as a community still have a strong holder base, a strong, community base, contributors, meme artists and creators. And I think everything is fine with us, simply because our vision is, for much higher prices, and we just have to continue to grind, right? So let's keep doing that. I'll provide more updates for y'all through the week. But for now, just letting you know that, I'm just gonna keep grinding it out with the community. Still here, still not selling. You can track my wallet. We're doing just fine. All right, so let's keep kicking ass. Cheers.